TikTok compilation that might wake you up and change your reality. Let's go!
Disclaimer: this video is for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research, as these clips haven't been fact-checked.
America's largest city is bracing for an invasion of unwanted eight-legged visitors this summer. Look at these guys. They're large yellow and black critters. They're called Jaro spiders. They're originally from Asia, but since 2010, they've been spotted in nearly a dozen states between Florida and Ohio. They're expected to arrive soon in the New York area. They fly on the wind by shooting silk threads into the air, and get this, they have 4-inch long legs. And while they're venomous, experts say these Jaro spiders are not dangerous to people or pets.
They're announcing it like the spiders are on tour or something. And we have a lot of those here in Bali.
This is not just a spider, but millions of these hungry, venomous flying creatures are infesting the entire U.S., and we cannot outrun them. People were terrified after scientists reported hundreds of giant, invasive, poisonous flying spiders raining down on us, infesting our backyards, streets, crawling on our bodies, into our mouths, and covering the air we breathe in the west, center, and east coast of the U.S. starting this month. And if anything accidentally touches one, the giant venomous spiders have the ability to fully paralyze living beings with their bite. With the spider's ability to spread with the wind and fly 100 miles, using their webs as parachutes to ride them through state to state within just a few hours. Scientists also call them indiscriminate eaters, as they will eat any type of meat and any type of living creature that they can touch. Researchers say within just a few weeks they will invade the entirety of the East Coast and all of New York, and soon the rest of the US, Mexico, and parts of Canada. Known as Jaro spiders, these are invasive species that came from Asia through shipping containers. Unfortunately, their venom and fangs are not super strong for humans.
The guy was reaching. You know, that location in the clip, it was in Bali. They're harmless, folks. Their fangs are too weak to puncture a human. Wow. Imagine watching the Renaissance movie on that.
You look lonely.
Man, I want to go see that. Wow.
It's real.
You ever heard of a gangster named Johnny Stompanato? You know that name?
That does sound familiar.
Johnny Stompanato, I think, was dating Lana Turner, and he was
That's why I read about it.
tough gangster. Lana Turner is doing a movie with Sean Connery. I guess she's flirting with Sean Connery. So Johnny Stompanato shows up on the set, puts a gun to Sean Connery's head. Don't mess with my woman. Sean Connery grabs the gun, whacks him in the head with it, takes out the bullets, and goes, "You don't bring a gun to my workplace," and throws the gun back out.
Totally. I read about that recently. That's great.
He was a tough. And the funny, he come on and go, Jay, what's the latest filthy joke going about, Jay? So I'd tell him the joke, and he would laugh like a pirate. I mean, so loud, literally, that the news crew upstairs will come down and go, "Hey, can you keep it down?" You tell Sean Connery to keep it down. I'm not going to tell him to keep it down.
I had no idea that Sean Connery was from Northern Ireland. Do you?
Is wild. So IKEA is opening a store on Roblox, and they're going to be paying people $17 an hour to serve people virtual meatballs. I literally know people with degrees that make less than that. The job is completely remote, so they're just chilling at home, and their only task would be to help other players who enter IKEA with whatever they may need. And I mean, just to give you the sense of the job, one of their top questions on their application reads, if you were a pixelated IKEA furniture, which would you be? And why? This next generation is living different. But there is a catch. You have to live in the UK or Ireland, and you have to be 18 years or older. But to be fair, considering Roblox has over 77 million daily active users, I don't think this is going to be a big problem. Now, I am not affiliated with this at all, but for the hordes of you that do want to apply, I've chucked the link here for you.
Bro, what do you do for a living? Me, Roblox.
The most dangerous symptom of a magnesium deficiency is not a muscle cramp or a little twitching called tetany or fatigue or high blood pressure or even migraines. It's something more dangerous, and that is pathological calcification. This is where calcium starts building up in the arteries. It builds up into the cell. It builds up in the soft tissues, not just in the arteries, but in your brain, in your eyes, your kidneys, and even in your heart. Magnesium is the master controller of other minerals, especially calcium. Magnesium keeps calcium from accumulating in your cells. Too much calcium is bad and it can actually kill your cell. But the right balance of calcium is good only if you have enough magnesium.
There's a lot of different magnesiums. You got to be more specific.
Ancient Jews were literally hotboxing back in the day in their main temple in Jerusalem. This is because they were burning day and night under instruction from God, and incense that contained canna busem. Now that's Hebrew for fragrant reed or stalk, and it also means cannabis. And that's been verified by the Hebrew University in 1980. Now, they also used an anointing oil to coat all the surfaces in the temple to purify it. This also contained canna busem. And this anointing oil was actually prescribed by God to Moses in Exodus when Moses sees the burning bush. This anointing oil contained 9 pounds of the flowers and leaves of canna busem. Now, Moses was a big fan of the incense. When he was away from the temple, he'd use a portable tent. It was known as the tent of the tabernacle. And him and other high priests would get in that tent, burn the incense to seek guidance. And it's said in the Bible that Yahweh, the Jewish God, even came to Moses in a cloud of smoke that came from that very incense.
That brings a new meaning to the words high priest.
This girl stumbled across a real-life glitch. You see, she realized that if she double-swiped her rewards card really quickly at this one gas station, she could turn her pump into demo mode, meaning she could get as much gas as she wanted completely for free. Now, this girl, Dawn Thompson, quickly found that this infinite gas glitch was truly infinite. She could come back as many times as she wanted per day. So she decided that she would try to make some money from it. Instead of just only using this glitch when she needed gas, Dawn began selling usage of her rewards card to her friends and coworkers. Now, technically, anyone's rewards card could have been used to exploit this glitch, not just Dawn's, but she didn't tell them that. And she was charging some pretty high prices too, getting paid $500 from one person to fill them up with $700 worth of gas. Over the next 7 months, Dawn used her rewards card 510 times, an average of 2.4 each day. She filled a total of almost 8,000 gallons, which would have costed almost $28,000. Now the thing is, if Dawn had just used her rewards card less often, she might have been able to get free gas for life. But because she was taking so much, this gas station soon noticed and realized that their last software update had introduced this bug. As a result, Dawn was arrested and charged with theft. But the crazy thing is, she had actually sold her rewards card to a poor sucker right before this glitch was fixed.
What would you do? Let me know in the comment. I promise, no judging.
The country of Haiti didn't get their independence from just anybody. They got their independence from Napoleon Bonaparte, the great general, almost undefeated, except for when it came to this annoying slave named Toussaint, who would beat Napoleon over and over and over again. In fact, he beat Napoleon so many times that Napoleon had to give up on Haiti. But that's not what this story is about. This story is about Citibank. See, Citibank had a problem. See, they controlled the Bank of Haiti, but they wanted more. And how they were able to control the Bank of Haiti in the first place, by the way, is they just walked in and said, "We control the Bank of Haiti." Haiti understandably said, "Huh?" Citibank said, "Well, let me explain. You know, it's the early 1900s. Haiti's like, "Yeah." Citibank said, "Now, you know we don't rock with Germans." Haiti said, "I'm following, but what that got to?" Citibank said, "Well, we noticed y'all got a German population here. We noticed y'all kind of tight, so we just taking over your money just in case they influence you in any way." Haiti said, no, and here's where Citibank had its problem. The problem wasn't that they said no. They just went in with the Marines and started people and taking the money. The problem was Citibank wanted more, so they went to the American government, knock, 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 said, "Hey, y'all need to occupy Haiti." American government said, "Sure." So the American army walked into Haiti, said, "We're taking over." A bunch of people walked into the Haitian bank, took millions of dollars, and walked out. This sounds insane, right? Well, the United States told the world, "Hey, no big deal. We reserve the right to protect the Americas as a whole against foreign powers." Haiti said, "Foreign powers? That's a little weird that you say that." United States said, "Why do you figure?" Haiti said, "Well, you just took all our money, right?" United States said, "Yeah, we did do that." Haiti said, "And then you just started making us pay a loan." United I said, yeah, we did. Well, that loan, listen, is from a foreign power, France, who you didn't defend us from when they first gave us the loan. You need to listen. Remember when I told you that this guy kept beating Napoleon? Well, Napoleon called him into a peace meeting and Haiti got super upset because this was slimy. France basically said rules of war don't apply to black people. Haiti says, okay, bet. The guy under him, every single white person on the island except for German people, because German people didn't participate in the slave trade. They benefited from the slave trade, but they didn't directly participate. That's why Haiti had a good German population in the first place. 20 years later, France comes back to Haiti. France was stronger than Haiti. It always was, but they couldn't apply all its resources to Haiti because they were off busy fighting other stuff earlier. Same thing about how America got their independence. Britain was stronger than America, but they were off doing other stuff. Britain also went back to the United States after they finished their wars and burned down the United States Capitol. France does the same thing to Haiti, but much, much worse. They tell Haiti that if you don't give us 150 million francs, then we are burning it to the ground. They said you need to pay us for loss of property. All of you were our property. Y'all know how much 150 million francs was back in the 1800s? Let's just say Haiti ain't got it. France said, no big deal. You can pull out a loan. Now, it takes Haiti like 100 years to pay off that loan. That's how France built the Eiffel Tower, by the way, with that money.
Wow.
America said, God damn. And that's why Citibank went after Haiti in the first place. The loan. So Citibank took Haiti's money for 30 years, and through that they couldn't do anything. The most clever slave-free con of all time, because they're working all day just to pay off America and France. But hold on, I know what you're thinking. The United States said it would protect the Americas against foreign powers. Well, back when France was taking Haiti's money in the first place, Haiti didn't count as a country to America. See, America had slaves, and if they recognized Haiti as an independent country, that would give their slaves hope. So the United States were amongst the last, if not the last country to recognize Haiti as a country. France today says that debt stuff wasn't cool. Hasn't given Haiti a single cent. United States says, go look at France. And historians today, as you could probably guess, consider this the direct reason as to why Haiti is poor today.
Haiti could have been the most powerful country in the Caribbean. The resources they had were massive. The land wasn't turned to a slave colony for nothing.
I think Logan Paul is probably cooperating with the authorities, or he's in what's called a pretrial intervention. So either they're saying we won't prosecute you if you cooperate, or they're saying we're gonna prosecute you, but you can do a pretrial intervention if you make it right. So you have to do one of two things: make everyone whole again, pay everybody back, or you have to make sure that this product is delivered. And that's why at the end of this, he's so positive that, oh, it will be delivered, I'll bet. Because if it's not delivered, you're looking at
You're
yourself.
going to prison,
right.
bud.
That's why he's positive. It'll be, if I have to learn how to code
he's gonna
myself.
spend every last dollar he's got on that.
Absolutely.
CryptoZoo is coming. I will make damn sure of it.
He's definitely a puppet. You can tell the guy has no soul.
This environment terrifying. Yet working here can fetch a monthly salary of up to $50,000. All you see is the endless ocean. Yes, this is daily life on an offshore oil drilling platform. Working here, you might go an entire month without seeing a single passing ship. It's almost impossible to encounter strangers. The most stunning view is the moment of sunset, something unforgettable in your lifetime. However, after nightfall, it becomes quite frightening. When you open the door and step onto the deck, you experience true darkness. Besides the lights on the drilling platform, there's no distant glow in sight. Let me put it this way. Throw an apple into the distance and it vanishes into the darkness. Even a brightly colored orange would yield the same result. Tacking it a step further, shining a flashlight into the darkness offers no feedback or reflection. So here's the thing on these Estlin-like oil rigs in case of an emergency. How do the personnel evacuate? Do they just jump into the sea? On offshore drilling platforms, there are dedicated escape pods. So, Would you dare to take up this $50,000 a month job?
With $50K a month, the ocean better be scared of me.
There does seem to be some kind of a massive cover-up of something. The earliest pictures we have of like these big cities are like from like the 1850s, and they're these massive cities, and they look very similar than they do today, actually, except for more grain looking, massive buildings, and there's like hardly any people out on the streets, like nobody. And sometimes in many cases, it looks like muddy streets. And it's like, okay, so where are all the people at? It's very odd to have a giant city like that with no people. And then when you start to see people later, in like sometimes you have these early videos of like these cities like Paris and London, and all of the people are dressed really nice, like dressed to the nines, like aristocrat looking people. And then you're like, there's just something so off about this. Like I can't really kind of put my finger on it, but something's really off. And then you start to see the orphan train thing, and you're like, okay, so wait a minute, these things have to be related. And that's why I started to make the connections, like, wait a minute, the people who are dressed like that were not working in factories, right? They weren't working in fields, they weren't working in factories. These people look very rich. So maybe the pictures with nobody in them in these big cities, maybe the orphan trains were related to the fact that they needed people to go work in the factories. And then if you go look in more old pictures, kids working in factories, kids working in fields, kids doing all these random jobs. And then you see the insane asylums. Okay, so between like 1860 and 1929 in America, there's 250,000 kids on orphan trains. Again, the population is much bigger now. That number is huge now. It's way bigger then. And then there was 150,000 people in insane asylums. Okay, so the math actually makes sense, like that, were these the parents of these kids? And then the kids get shipped all around the world, all around the country, at least here. And I know it was a worldwide thing. And then you see like the things. So there's like 0 insane asylums now. There was like 1,500 of them in like 1900. There's like 0 orphanages now. Like all these things that are just, they don't have them anymore. And if you go look at the buildings that were prisons, orphanages, and insane asylums, and they're all these massive castle-style looking buildings. You ever notice that? Yeah. It seems very clear to me at this point that those buildings were repurposed. Because you would not build a castle and then turn it into a prison. You would not build a castle and then turn it into a insane asylum or an orphanage. Because they don't look like that. Like, why would you spend that much money doing that unless it was already there and they needed use for it, and that's what they chose to use it for? If you believe kind of the mud flood story, and even if you don't believe, if you're not a Christian, you don't believe in the whole little season idea, you have to believe that the controllers, or whoever you want to call them, literally burned cities down, murdered people, threw people into insane asylums to hide stuff. They literally burned down the best buildings you've ever seen, that we've never seen, I guess now. You know, the best buildings ever created in order to hide something. So what could they be hiding? I think what seems very clear and obvious, it's something you could not even imagine. Like, it's bigger than you can even imagine. Because that's the only reason people would do that, right? Am I wrong? I mean, like, you're talking about a worldwide thing that this happened in order to cover up something. And the history books don't write about the reason for all the mud. They don't write about all this stuff.
Yeah, there's nothing deeper. Wow. This is like the very bottom of the rabbit hole. There's nothing deeper than Little Season, than what happened in the 1800s and 90s. There's nothing deeper than this, because this explains everything.
Tartaria is one of my favorite rabbit holes, and I read that it takes just 3 generations to erase history and create a completely different society. A time Farian.
It's been announced this morning that Kate Middleton may never return back to her full role as a Queen Consort ever, which could destabilize this monarchy. Sky News and the New York Post have come out with some shocking updates today that I'm not really surprised by. I feel like these are gradual updates that they are phasing into the public. It was only yesterday it was reported that a senior high-placed courtier had told the article Globe that she might wake up dead and that she was hospitalized for severe emotional issues. What is going on? I feel like we've been lied to, and I think the questioning of where Kate Middleton is does not equate to trolling. It's just, where is she? Is she okay? Because we've seen King Charles, a man close to his 80s, continuously be seen everywhere, who's been diagnosed with cancer. So what is going on? Why was William barely there to support her? And why is it now being reported that she will never return back? What is going on? But we're never going to see her be the queen to be To me, it looks like her health is deteriorating, but it also looks like we're not being told things, we're being lied to, and that William is not being as supportive as he should be. And it's just all really sad to see.
Evidence that NASA released about the crucifixion of Jesus just proved the Bible to be true. When the crucifixion of Jesus is being described in Matthew 27:45, it describes darkness covering the land, which has been attributed in scientific terms as a lunar eclipse, which took place right after Jesus died on the cross. Now from the 6th hour, there was darkness over all the land until the 9th hour. Scholars have all agreed that the date in which Jesus was crucified was on April 3rd, 33 AD. Now the shocking part is, on this same exact day, NASA recorded a lunar eclipse in Jerusalem that lasted around the same time that the Bible speaks of the lunar eclipse taking place after the death of Jesus. NASA is a scientific organization with no religious affiliation. However, their findings line up exactly with what the Bible documented over 2,000 years ago. This is because Jesus Christ is not a religion, but an actual historical figure who not only lived, but died and resurrected to prove to the world that he was the God of the universe that he claimed to be. I pray that you seek Jesus Christ while you still have time. He died for your sins so you could be righteous in the eyes of the Heavenly Father through faith in his sacrifice, which is the only way that you can spend eternity in heaven.
It's not about proof. It's about faith. Jesus Christ is King.
Remember when I said this? Take a look at what's happening. Record-breaking heat. India. But wait, there's more. Remember when I said this on part 2? Extreme drought and fire danger, Southwest states? Which is the Southwest state? Let's see here. Oops. Not good. Thousands potentially being evacuated, 14,000 acres burning so far since Saturday in California. Tried to warn you guys. I hope the other stuff doesn't come true, except for the crypto for you guys. But it's only the first couple days of June and they're already coming true, so make sure to follow if you want someone in your newsfeed that predicts the future and is pretty damn good at it. Oh yeah, there's one more. You see that one? Look, the biggest swarm in 4 decades, 150 earthquakes in 5 hours, southern Italy. If you want a personal prediction, make sure to message me. I'm pretty good at those too.
A heat wave in June? Who would have thought it? Come on, man.
You owe us taxes. How much do I owe? You get to figure that out. Can I just pay what I want? No, we know exactly how much you owe, but you have to guess the number too. But what if I guess wrong? Jail.
I think the IRS should just send you a bill. Everything's digital nowadays. Do you know how much money you make?
It's interesting, if you study history, all of the ancient civilizations, the Babylonians, the Sumerians, the Greeks, they all, or the Chinese, they just arose out of nowhere. Poof, there's a civilization. There is no evidence of this stuff they teach in school, of them going from hunters and gatherers and grunts and groans, caveman stuff, becoming civilized and building cities. There's no evidence of that. The farther back you go, it's all of a sudden, poof, there's the beginning of the Egyptian civilization, the beginning of the Chinese civilization, just like they moved in and built it in less than 100 years. So some strange things have been found in the fossils, as in the ground, that would indicate man used to be really smart. This little airplane, for instance, is in the Smithsonian, I believe. It was found in a grave in Colombia. It's about 1,000 years old. But it's an airplane, quite obviously, with all the features of an airplane. They knew about flight. In Peru, they've got giant stone walls like the one in the picture here. These stone walls are phenomenal. Some of the rocks in there are so huge, we can't even move them today. How did they move that? Who did it and how did they do it? I don't think it's logical to say ancient man was primitive. They must have known something we don't know today.
I keep saying it was because of the fallen angels and Nephilim. What do you think?
Do you see how it is out right now? Dukes, you see how it is right now?
I feel like I'm in a dream.
I have no idea what's happening. It's 10:30 at night. 10:30 at night. How am I supposed to sleep? How am I supposed to do anything? Everyone's walking around like it's 9 o'clock in the morning. It's 10:30 at night and no one's blinking an eye. We just went to a restaurant, it's packed. The mountains are still, there's snow on it. The sun's beaming in my face. Look at that, I'm putting it in my hand. How am I gonna go to sleep? They better have elite blinds right now. Because basically all you do is like, oh, You want to go day drink today? At 10 o'clock at night? It is an outrageous place to live. But again, I'm jacked up on Alaska.
I've never been to Alaska, but I heard there's nothing quite like the midnight sun in Alaska. If you're from Alaska, please drop your comment.
Any role that you've turned down that you regretted?
Neo was the only one.
Oh shit!
Whoa!
You're gonna be Neo?
It was going to be me, and Val Kilmer was Morpheus.
Damn!
Yeah.
What the f*** you turned that down for?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you the exact pitch they gave me. Yeah, bro. So what we're thinking is we're gonna design these cameras, right? So the cameras, it's not one camera, it's like 30 cameras, bro, and they'll be all in one line. And what'll happen is all the cameras will go at one time, so you'll be able to jump, but like you'll stop jumping. And I was,
Bro, you're funny.
I swear that's the pitch I got.
I'm not doing that. I'm passing that too, bro. Yeah.
And then I saw it, I was like, oh, that's what actually happens. That's still cool.
Not gonna lie, Val Kilmer as Morpheus sounds actually pretty cool. But I'm so glad he didn't ruin the Matrix.
The rights to the interior of the Great Pyramid? NASA.
What?
I was told by one of the guides a couple years ago that they've discovered something technological about it and they want to control it.
That's spooky, man.
They also own the rights to a section of the Grand Canyon. So I took a helicopter down into the Grand Canyon. They said we can't walk to this area. That area I heard had some old carvings or something would be over in this area. So I started trying to walk that way. And this guy pops out of nowhere with all black on, black hat, black military outfit with no logos and an AR-15 and tells me, halt, you can't go any further. I'm like, well, why? I said, what's going on? Well, didn't they tell you couldn't come over here? I said, well, they did, but I'm thinking, I just want to see, what's over here.
Right.
And he says, you can't come. I said, well, why? What? I said, can you just tell me, sir, like, why can't I come over here? He says, NASA owns the rights to this section. You can't come over here.
At the Grand Canyon.
At the Grand Canyon.
Do you have any theories of why that is?
This got to be technological. Starts at something with space. And then also, where else? Chaco Canyon. Same situation. So wait a minute. What's going on here? How in the world what are they doing?
I'm thinking Grand Canyon is Mars.
3 angels named in the Bible, Michael, Gabriel, and Lucifer. 2 of them are still in place, 1 is not. Jesus said one of them fell like lightning. He saw Satan fall like lightning. He had instruments on the inside of him. He could sing better than everybody you know put together. But instead of the worship coming through him, he wanted it to come to him. So God had to kick him out because nobody can handle worship but the living God. And nobody is worthy of worship but the living God. The reason why the enemy hates you so much is because you and I get to worship God out of choice. He failed once and got kicked out. We fail all the time and he still wants to hear from us.
Yeah. Thank you, Lord, for giving me so many chances.
Putin and China are not bluffing, and what just happened is officially war against the United States dollar and the reserve currency of the world. Make no mistake, this isn't Russia like wagging its finger warning the United States, like don't do this. No, that ship has sailed. Warnings are over. We are officially at war, and the biggest blow to the US dollar just happened. This was the final straw for Russia. They are done playing games with the US dollar. It is over. So Putin fired back, signed a new decree enabling Russia to confiscate all US-owned real estate, stocks, US currency, and on and on and on.
On the 9th of June, the Saudi Arabia petrodollar contract ends, and it has not been renewed. The fall of Babylon. Oh my God. Sad.
The reporter who recorded that video, Kim Dong-chul, was arrested in North Korea after that thing went viral, and he was sentenced to 10 years of hard labor for espionage. And the girl in the video was allegedly found dead a few weeks afterwards, around October 20th, 2010. So Kim was the reporter who actually filmed that interaction on a hidden camera. Obviously, videos from inside North Korea are completely censored. There's almost nothing that shows us the reality of life inside the dictatorship. But this soot-covered woman told Kim that she was working in the fields trying to gather grass to feed rabbits. She also discussed with the reporter that she had lost her home recently, and and that she had also lost both of her parents and was living on the streets. She also went on to describe the horrific conditions inside of her home country. And this was shocking for the world to see because everybody knew that this is what was happening in North Korea, but I don't think up until this point people had visually seen what was happening. Somehow Kim managed to sneak the footage out of North Korea, but like I said, he was eventually arrested and sentenced to 10 years of hard labor, in part because of this video. And this was widely published across the internet. I'm actually going to play the rest of it for you now. It's really hard to watch stuff.
Wow. No way he only got 10 years. He'll never be heard from again. This was 14 years ago. Imagine how it is now. Don't go anywhere because we still have fire clips after fire clips back to back.
Let's play a game. I'm about to give you a bunch of random situations and you can tell me how many random coincidences the world is full of. So this is Ari to go. He patented technology on free energy. He was headed to the airport to go meet some investors, but he never made it to his flight because he was found dead in his car. That's random. This is Stefan Marinov. He is the leader of the European free energy movement. In 1997, he had a major breakthrough, and as they were working on the prototype, he was found dead. What? Yeah, apparently he fell out of a window. This is Dr. John Mullen. He is a nuclear physicist that worked for one of the largest military contractors in the world. Apparently, he discovered something really big in the realm of energy, but unfortunately, before he could come out with this information, he died from arsenic poisoning. But don't worry, his girlfriend was the primary suspect. She was actually found dead in her apartment as well. They didn't go after any other suspects. Case closed. This right here is Dmitry Petronov. He invented a plasma battery that powered his two-story house for 14 months. One day he went to go get bread from a bakery and was never seen again. Zachary Warfield was also working on a plasma battery. He actually met with Dmitry a couple of times where they would exchange notes. He mysteriously died in a boating accident in Washington, D.C. Eugene Belov was an expert physicist in cold fusion. He claimed to have a working prototype of a free energy device, but the day before he was going to go public, he was beaten to death. That's so random. Rory Johnson invented a cold fusion motor that generated over 500 horsepower. The Department of Energy took a restraining order against his technology so he could never publicize it, and you're never going to guess what happened to him. Everyone who knew him said he was super healthy, had no health issues, but he died mysteriously. Artemian was awarded a patent for a zero-point energy system. After he developed his working prototype, he was found mysteriously dead, and the crazy thing is his research is missing. What? Recognize this one. This is Stan Thompson. He developed a car that ran off of water. After developing his working prototype, he went to go to lunch with 2 investors so that he could gain money to push this technology out there. He died during lunch. His last words were, "I've been poisoned." Nikola Tesla believed he could make free energy. And all of his research was funded by guess who? J.P. Morgan. When he claimed to have figured it out and he wanted additional capital so that he could expand his inventions, J.P. Morgan shut him down. I'm sure it has nothing to do with the fact that J.P. Morgan owned General Electric, he owned copper mines, he owned rubber mills. Anyways, the reason why the world has so much inequality, the reason why things are so expensive, it has nothing to do with the fact that we keep inventing technology that can help people, but we suppress it. Anyways, I don't know, what do you guys think? Isn't that crazy? What coincidences? The world is a weird place.
The 1% does not want us to have anything free or real low cost and long lasting. They want a constant stream of profits coming in.
Oh, your jawline looks amazing, Paul.
Does it? Oh, good.
Bloody hell, Paul, it's took 20 years off you.
Oh, great.
I woke up super early, wanting to take all my strapping off. The neck is brutal, and there's a stitch line under there. Paul is doing fabulous. He bounced right back from the anaesthetic, whereas I was sick for 36 hours later, I still had the nausea. Swelling has massively gone down in the last 24 hours. This eye has been closed for 4 days now. As you can see, it's Yeah, it's open. How much? Just over £5,000 each.
What?
Today we have been back to the surgeons to have our steri strips moved, and we've been signed off fit to fly, good to go. There's still a lot of swelling around here, but apart from that, it is really tight, which I'm pleased with. The eyes, they are looking a bit angry. Yeah, so again, both our necks are like this.
I feel absolutely fabulous.
Wow, look at that.
I'm really pleased with the results.
These lines are like laser cut. I'm still quite swollen. My eyelids, this one's lagging behind a little bit and it looks a little bit jaggedy there. I just wanted to come on here today to say it's my first day back in work. I've not one single comment. So that was £5,000 well spent. You know, double take maybe, or a little side glance. Nothing. Come on guys, give me something. Look at this.
No kidding. Money well spent. Y'all look great.
Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, has a grandchild that is on TikTok that he has nothing to do with. I know most of you know this profile because he has like the best info. So apparently Beauty Mart is one of 6 grandchildren, one of 2 that he strongly despises. This guy despises him. And if you know anything about BlackRock, it's one of 2 companies that control the entire world besides Vanguard. That's the other one. This is one of the first people, 1 out of 5 people that I first started following on this app. And if you follow him like I do,
Yeah, I
you know
do
he's
too.
been exposing shit since the beginning. So apparently there were some new people on his profile that were spreading around that he was like the godson of Larry Fink, and it turns out that no, he's his biological, one of 6 biological grandchildren, and as I said, one of 2 that he strongly despises. So if you're not following Beauty Mart, you need to be following him because he has the best info, and I believe he knows what he's talking about. And as for me, I catch shit all the time because I used to be in the music industry, and they're like, she's an industry plant. I'm on. And people were like, how aren't you on a live yet? And my answer to that is, I don't know. But yeah, if you're not following Beauty Mart, you might want to. Over there, shit gets real.
Yeah, I follow him. He's poetic, shows a high level of awareness. Sometimes he's just going on and on. I like that.
ഇന്റർനാഷണൽ എയർപോർട്ടായ വാക്കു ഇന്റർനാഷണൽ എയർപോർട്ടിൽ ഒരു പ്രത്യേക സൗകര്യമാണത്. യാത്രക്കാർക്ക് അവരുടെ പെട്ടി വെച്ചിട്ട് ലഗേജ് അവരുടെ സ്ഥലത്ത് വെച്ചിട്ട് നന്നായിട്ട് സുഖമായിട്ട് കിടന്നുറങ്ങാൻ പറ്റിയൊരു ഏരിയ. വളരെ നല്ലൊരു ഏരിയയാണ്. സൂപ്പർ. മസ്റ്റ് ട്രൈ.
How sanitary is this? One person with luggage that has bed bugs on it is over.
Viatina 19, the world's most expensive cow, coming in at $4.2 million. She's watched over by security cameras, a vet on hand, and even her own armed guard. So what makes Viatina 19 so special? Well, she's as close to perfection as a cow can be. She's absolutely massive, great at reproducing calves, and has brilliant genetics. People are willing to spend so much money on cows like her because they can use them for breeding, to develop high-quality cattle over generations, and in turn, better meat. Isn't she gorgeous?
She's a beauty, but I would only pay about $1,000.
It's like something out of a science fiction movie. And I know what you're thinking. Look at the size of this place. This is just one metro station. This is not an airport. Let me just clarify. This is not an airport. This is one single station on Shenzhen's vast metro system. It's just simply uncomparable to what we have in the West, in the UK, in the US, in Europe. You can't compare. Not only can you not compare this to Western metro systems, but this beats Western airports. America's subway system, New York subway system. Don't even get me started on that one. You're lucky to come out with your life.
Well, China doesn't have lobbyists telling the government how to invest the money.
is very different to what we've been told. Dragons used to exist many years ago. During a renovation of a cathedral in Naples, this was discovered hiding behind a painting, another sloppy cover-up of our true history. They have tried to cover up giants, dragons, griffins, and many other creatures, and have resorted to just calling them mythical creatures. Don't you think it's odd that the Chinese zodiac has all real creatures but one, and the fact that so many of our cultures across the world and history share the same depictions of dragons, much like they do with giants and other creatures? These artists drew exactly what they saw. Cultures with no links with one another, thousands of miles away, such as ancient China and Mesoamerica, describe the same thing. If you were to describe a dragon without using the word dragon, you would call it a feathered serpent with wings. That's exactly how Mesoamericans described their god, Quetzalcoatl. This consistency suggests that they were more than just mythical creatures. They were real-life sightings. But this is where it gets even crazier. There is evidence to support this. Fossils have been found of these prehistoric creatures. The pterosaur closely resembles the dragons in ancient art. These massive flying reptiles had wingspans of over 30 feet, and some had elongated skulls and sharp teeth. But it doesn't just stop there. Just look at what our old dictionaries used to say about dragons, now rare.
If you want to know about dragons and how to find them now, look for the video of William Criado on YouTube.
Increase your energy and endurance. You want to drink this every single day. This is a very specific, what is called an adaptogen, which helps you adapt to stress. It calms the nerves. It'll help you sleep. It will help you cope with life stresses. And it also has some fascinating research that it can help give you endurance while you're exercising or just having energy through the day. And so that way you won't have any point of the day where you just feel like you need to take a nap. You'll have constant sustained energy through the entire day. And this herb is called ashwagandha tea. Check it out, try it out, and comment down below.
But no more than 1 tea a day. And after 2 weeks of drinking, take a break for at least 1 week and then continue.
Arabia is not renewing the 50-year petrodollar agreement with the United States, and it expires on June 9th, 2024. That's in 5 days. Yeah, so we're talking about BRICS. Yeah, and Sovereign Matt says that explains why the BRICS countries are buying up all the gold in recent months. Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, the petrodollar was established in 1974, 3 years after the U.S. abandoned the gold standard. Under the petrodollar agreement, Saudi Arabia agreed to sell oil exclusively in U.S. dollars in exchange for U.S. military security and economic development assistance. Now you know why gold is moving. So yeah, and these BRICS countries are getting away from the U.S. dollar.
The US dollar scam is finally coming to an end, all because of the corruption in the government. And now, Saudi is not protected by US of attack from US. Oh. What?
So I accidentally fell asleep with YouTube playing on my TV, and it's like the middle of the night, and when I woke up for my dream, this was on my TV. Who are you? Why is that on my TV? When I tell you I just about shit my pants, I'm not kidding.
Ew.
And I'm missing an earring.
Creepy. Why did bro let that bee get that close anyway?
Swear to you, this has to be the strangest thing that I've seen that is still up on YouTube till this day. This video was published in 2011. It is this dude named DJ Def Joey. The way the video starts is the opening of this mouth. is like this weird, like disco, like techno, and he's like a guy on a DJ like this, like, you know, spinning the shit, right? Then the video goes in. It's this older dude, and yes, he's deaf. He's like signing and everything, right, in the video, and he has like, I think, subtitles on the bottom of the video. I just watched this motherfucker this morning. Then standing there and he's like signing, saying a bunch of shit that he's like doing or whatever, and behind him is something that's under a tarp, and pretty much then pulls off the tarp and he tells them, "This is my grandmother's casket." What the and she's still in there. This guy goes, he's recording it, just showing the casket, showing everything, whatever we'll do.
Yeah.
The motherfucker cracks it open on video. I'm gonna show you in a second.
Dude, that is actually a whole dead body.
Bro, oh, yep, here it is. Mike, he cracks it open. Shows her on YouTube, dude. The video's still up. I'm showing you.
Oh my god. No, that is actually haunting. And you said he kisses her?
Yeah, he kisses her in the video. Let me go to it.
Nah, on the lips. Whoa! On the lips is insane. Bruh. I thought he was gonna kiss her on the forehead or something. No, bro, that is nasty.
3. Sis Rotten Bentley. Yes, it's still up. You can watch it.
2, 1, ignition. And liftoff of Starliner and Atlas V, carrying 2 American heroes, drawing a line to the stars for all of us.
Commander Butch Wilmer, they're calling down to Mission Control here in Houston that the spacecraft has begun rolling into the right attitude for its ascent, and the guidance, navigation, and control officer here in the room seeing good data on that.
Starliner passing through max Q, or the point of maximum dynamic pressure where the forces of air friction are highest.
What's crazy is that Boeing Starliner cost $4.8 billion to build and launch, where SpaceX Crew Dragon only cost $140 million.
This is the world's first driving dog, and he learned it in only 47 days. In New Zealand, there is a whole place where dogs are learning how to get behind the wheel.
No way.
But the craziest thing is that these dogs are actually driving, not just appearing to drive like in some other videos you might have seen. The driving school specializes in teaching dogs how to drive.
No.
This dog was the first one to learn how to drive a car, but there have been multiple dogs trained to drive since him. The car the dogs use is modified to be friendly for dogs, making it easier for them to drive.
No
but the dogs do
way.
everything from turning the car on, shifting it into gear, and actually using the gas and brake pedals. Before driving a real car, the dogs need to practice in a driving simulator while sitting in this special chair. Once they've learned everything and know how to use a car, the dogs are taken to the racetrack where they not only drive straight, but can actually make turns. The founder of the driving school said that some dogs are better at driving than others. All the dogs trained to drive are abandoned by their owners or found on the streets. The goal is to prove that dogs put up for adoption are smart and deserve a good home. But this doesn't mean you can actually let your dog drive on a public road.
When they learn parallel parking, it's over, folks.
The best time to take magnesium. If you're new to this channel, I'd like to welcome you. My name is Justin Kelly. I'm a holistic health practitioner, and I help others not just heal symptoms, but actually at the source. If you've been following me for a while, you know how much I love and talk about magnesium. It controls over 300 enzymatic reactions in the body. It's estimated that about 70% of the population does not get enough magnesium in the day, and it is very crucial for things like neurological function, muscle relaxation, cramps, the balancing of certain hormones, blood sugar regulation, heart health, water retention, the list goes on and on. My favorite type of magnesium is going to have to be a magnesium glycinate, mainly because of its high bioavailability rate. It's also very cost effective, and it encompasses a lot of the other benefits of magnesium compounds. You want to take about 400 milligrams of this daily, either first thing in the morning or closer to bedtime after your last meal. And this is because magnesium and calcium, or calcium-rich foods, can compete for absorption. So you may see a calcium supplement that has magnesium in there, but that is more so to contribute with the absorption of the calcium. It has not really much to do with giving you extra magnesium. God bless you. Hope this helps. Have a great day.
Magnesium glycinate makes me so sleepy. I literally cannot function. I wonder why.
Imagine this thing appearing before you demanding to be worshipped, revealing the mysteries of infinity, captivating your brain, telling you anything it wanted to. Well, cause look at it. Also, is that the key to the bottomless pit in his hand? The key to a functional alchemical CERN finally doing it? Opening the quantum prison for the Destroyer and his army to literally, Revelation 9, open the bottomless pit portal to invade Earth and attack humanity? Are fallen angelic entities luring humanity into doing all the dirty work for them? To make it happen with this super guide technology with false promises, technology exchanges, demonic mind control, and Pandora's box-like temptation. The allure might seem mesmerizing at first, but wait for it. You see Ant-Man here stuck floating in the infinite Mandelbrot, bottomless pit, no bottom dimension, fractal quantum zone. The mysterious dimension full of morphing fractals, colorful matrix-like grid, jester trickster archetypes like Joker Harlequin type entities, and Nephilim clown archetypes with machine elves, and also toon-like entities, and smiling blades of grass. Speaking of blades of grass, let's go all the way down the Space Jam golf course rabbit hole portal, literally, with Bugs Bunny, Michael Jordan, and see where it leads.
The Alice in Wonderland-like interdimensional rabbit hole, the wormhole notable for the colors, the beings that inhabit there, amongst other reoccurring themes, like enhanced limbs or vision. Think about all the things cartoons can do, like their behavior archetypes, how they never die. Cool beings that know stuff, but then they're revealed for who they truly are. The astral circus realm, the deal with the reptilian head honcho, and then even the not-so-good end of that deal, where you're basically a slave forever for having enhanced abilities on Earth. The true identity of these beings are fractalized imprisoned spirits, just waiting for a functional alchemical key to CERN to make it all work, to escape the bottomless pit, Revelation 9 style.
These disembodied spirits trapped in the quantum phantom zone have some sort of link to the ghost demon dark particles we discussed and neutrinos, which can become other things based on reactions, spiritual energy basically. Think of a tulpa parallel, which is something that exists in the mind that can be manifested into reality. Existing on a level of spiritual potential, having a potential to grow kind of on a metaphorical level like neutrinos that harvest spiritual energy and can become things, thought forms, tulpas, maybe even physical things like parasites and other neph tech that we'll get into. The bottomless pit fractal zone where some spirits are imprisoned and trying to do everything they can desperately to escape, to convince humanity to free them or to grow on some sort of tulpic level, or manifest spiritually through tech we mentioned earlier like parasites, things like demon possession, the hitchhiker effect, other apparitions, which, by the way, we're being prepared for by the Vatican. Tie that in with demon face syndrome when you see what's up. Think about how neutrinos, parasites, and the microbiome all work on a microscopic level. Things you can't always see ties into the invisible realm of demons and the spirit as well. That's why there's always a link between parasite behavior and demonic behavior. And why Jesus warned of a certain species, that's right, a species of demon that could only come out by fasting and prayer. These strategies on a quantum level are like a frog boiling in a pot, updating very slowly on a quantum level over time until they grow at an unnoticeable level until they're too powerful to deal with. Also, the frog in the pot is another alchemy cauldron reference, changing things at a molecular level from one state to a next. Or if you're in the quantum realm, it can be in two states at once, the qubit. Think about possession now.
Third eye merged possession relationships with beings with red flag backstories, always seeking freeing, many species seeking a body. Patterns of jinn or genies needing freeing, or aliens coming from dying worlds, all backstories that with red flags. Speaking of species, let's read Revelation 9 about the archonic locust demon soldier. That description sounds similar to the mantis beings in the DMT trip sleep paralysis phenomenon. People end up freaking around and playing quantum mind chess with a morphing fractal spirit. Could it be the same beings? Let's read Revelation 9. We see here a supernatural army with wings and tails headed up by Apollyon from the bottomless pit. We see a star/angel falling from heaven with a key to the bottomless pit, which he successfully opens, followed by smoke filling the whole earth, darkening the sun, and then the supernatural locust scorpion army led by Apollyon to torment men on the earth. Also interesting, this AI generator seemed to portray this army with the Nephilim clown archetype faces. Check it out.
Quick rabbit hole about possession. That word actually means demonized, and there's several levels of it, from straight up possession to oppression, to being demonized on some sort of level, to being influenced on some sort of mind-spirit level. But basically at its core, it's disembodied spirits trying to find a body, a host, just like a parasite, to fulfill its urges in. Not all spirits, but at least one group is imprisoned in this form in this realm. We know about others that are actually imprisoned underneath water, like the Euphrates River under the earth. Or like Azazel, video plug, who's also buried somewhere in the desert. But these beings always market themselves as whatever. Ascended masters, higher beings, your higher self, Jungian archetypes, Just parts of your own personality, or friendly spirits, or nature spirits, or spirit animal or spirit guides, or alien entities. Anything to hide the true backstory that they're covering up, which is why they always need us for something. Once they've used us for what they need us for, what do you think they're going to do with us? These and other dark entities are in contact with the rich and powerful. Things behind like CERN and NASA, all for entertainment, by the way. All to continue the Genesis anti-human, anti-savior of humanity conspiracy. By the way, there's all sorts of other dimensions and realms and spiritual places full of angelic entities, peaceful places like heaven. Things Ezekiel and the prophets of old have seen. Enclosed is the giant alchemy weapon, the modern-day Tower of Babel CERN, and related dark technology being used to open quantum realm phantom zone Nephilim prison portals, and free the Revelation 9 army led by Apollyon. Speaking of CERN and Nephilim clowns, it just so happens that the weird clown sightings, if you remember a couple years back and recently, have all been kind of tied in with CERN firing up. Could it all tie in on some sort of spiritual ritual level? Either way, the fascinating mystery of spirits imprisoned in another realm ages ago, communicating from the other side, leading modern science and technology and humanity to free them and loose them into this world, all leading to adventures for another time. See you next time.
You know, King of Solomon's keys or sigils that he used to build the tower, they were just demons, just like how we have them in microchips. Alright folks, I'm going to end our video with this coming clip. Be kind to each other. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And don't forget to like or dislike so I can make better content. Thank you for staying till the end. There's a free gift below if you like. Thanks for watching. Peace, have a prosperous day, and God bless.
Netflix, Freeview, Spotify, Nuclear, 11 Labs, Speechify, Adobe After Effects, Blender, Submagic, CapCut, Envato, Mixkit. List of the best AI tools? Follow Sheeta's AI.